Please, I would like to acknowledge the presence of some officials here with us. Dr. Edu Ananientri, the DG of the Securities and Exchange Commission, our Apex regulator, you are most welcome. Professor Divine Abenime, Board Chair of Meridian Marshall Holding, you are also welcome. Dr. Tetenete, the President of Meridian Marshall Holdings, you are also welcome. And we have also Mr. Samuel Apentine, who is the Chair of the Gas Governing Committee. You are welcome, sir. Mr. Reginald France is a member of the Gas Governing Committee. You are also welcome. Mr. Stephen Tete is the CEO of the Central Securities Depository. You are also welcome. I'll now invite the MD of the Ghana Stock Exchange to give his address. Thank you.
I wish I was a professor or a doctor this morning. Because today is for doctorate and PhDs and masters and so forth. We are in the educational sector this morning. I want to thank the financial media for a large presence here. As you always do, be grateful for your presence in ceremonies such as this. Directors of Meridian Marshall, DGF, SEC, Mr. Apentine, Chairman of the Gas Governing Committee, all other protocols observed, dealers on the market, good morning once again. Today we are listing Meridian Marshall Limited, different from the two that we've done in the past on the gas, because this company belongs to the educational sector. And it's a trailblazer for us. We hope that from the example of Meridian Marshall, we can have many more educational sector companies, because it is key in the economy of Ghana. We created a gas for companies like that, especially SMEs, startups, and even companies that are so-called greenfields, so that they can come to the market, raise money, expand their businesses and grow, because we know that there are many more SMEs in this country than the blue chips, so-called blue chips. So the idea of the Ghana alternative market is to bring such companies to the market, so that it becomes our contribution for them to grow the economy, expand jobs, and also contribute to the tax revenues of this country. That is why we did the gas, and we went further to create simpler steps for them to find it easy coming, because on our rounds we are often accused, i.e. the exchange, that coming to the market for blue chips like the Unilever and so forth. But the exchange has a new market called the alternative market, and it's essentially dedicated to SMEs in this country. Companies at the very beginning, companies with 1 year history, companies with 2 year history. So in coming to the gas, we simply say that 1 year history is enough for you. We don't look at past profitability, we look at the prospect for future profitability. We went ahead and created a number of incentives, and the first is that for companies on the gas, they're not going to report to us quarterly. We only need them to report to us half year. So with June having ended, we expect that Meridian Marshall in due course of time to provide us with their half year results for January to June 2015. That we believe will give them time to appreciate the regime of coming to the alternative market or the exchange in the largest sense. Secondly, we also said that if a brokerage company, and I must give thanks to car brokers for bringing Meridian Marshall to the market, if a brokerage company is bringing a company to the gas, it must also by itself or by syndication agree to underwrite the offer. whether 100%, 50%, but the minimum must be what is required in the company's code of 25%. And that is what car brokers did in syndication with others. So that right from the word go, we know that the offer will be successful and the company will definitely be listed after its offer. And then we went the next step saying that the exchange together with Venture Capital Trust Fund set up a listing support fund. The idea of the fund is that we appreciate the difficulties of such companies preparing to list, i.e. paying fees due to legal advices for legal due diligence, to reporting accountants for the financial due diligence, the valuers, the brokers themselves, and the media partners. So this fund is there for them to tap into it, prepare, come to the market, raise funds, and at the end of it, pay the exchange back at no interest. And that is what Meridian Marshall went through. We are happy that they've come to this point. We here can only wish them well and believe that once they are listed on this market, there are a number of things that they need to take very good care of. One is governance, and that is very key. We hope that the new investors that have come on board Meridian Marshall will be amply reflected in the governance of the company. We also thrive on information as an exchange, so very much well we'll be bombarding you with information as to whatever is happening in the company, whether there are changes in key directors, key personnel, products, divergence, what have you, because the market thrives on information. And therefore you must provide the market with information as much as possible, so that at the end of the day, the company itself will have price discovery in terms of its operations. And shareholders who took the opportunity to invest in it will have what they want from it, i.e. dividends, capital appreciation, and so forth. So on that note, we wish Meridian Marshall great success on this market, and we hope that other SMEs in this country will take note and follow the example that Meridian Marshall is setting to do. Thank you very much.
This listing possible, there are a number of hard-working people behind the scenes. And on this note, I'll call the lead manager, that is the car brokers, the CEO, Mr. David Tete, to give a short address.
Good morning, Director General SEC, MD GSC, Chairman and Management of MMH, Chairman of the GACS Listing GACS Council. I'll take all protocols observed. We are very happy that one chapter of a journey that we commenced 2 years ago is finally coming to a meaningful close. Today we list MMH on the Ghana alternate market of the GSE. It has been a long and winding journey towards this day, and I'm sure the issuer, the other advisors, and ourselves have learned a lot on this journey. Most importantly, at least we have re-emphasized the fact that a market exists for ambitious local companies that seek to raise equity capital through the avenue provided by the Ghana alternate market. We will continue to share the experiences that we have gained with other companies that are seeking to raise equity capital on this market, our regulators and other market participants, in order to improve the general conditions for listing on the GACS. At the end of the offer, we sold 21 out of the 25 million shares of offer, and the total amount of 1.42 million cedis was raised for MMH. Given the current challenges in our local economy and the unique nature of the sector on offer during this IPO, we consider this a success. The company will be listing 21% of its issued shares on the market today, and have resolved to sell additional shares to bring its total flow to 25% later. For MMH, this is the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where they have new shareholders and a wider stakeholder base in whom they have to engage. Many more people are now interested and will continue to monitor the growth of the various institutions under the management of MMH. We will continue to advise the company on engagement of the general public, and of course, we'll recommend their annual participation in the GSE's Facts Behind the Figures program in order to stay relevant in the investor shareholder base. As I mentioned at the launch of this IPO, Cal Brokers has started our own incubator program, where companies that have shown potential for listing on the exchange are taken through a 2 to 3 year program to prepare them adequately for listing. In these times where the cost of debt for companies make it almost irrational to borrow, we encourage companies to consider the equity option when seeking to finance their growth plans. And when they do, Cal Brokers will be ready to take them through this journey. I wish to congratulate my team that has worked so hard on this offer: Jeffrey, Naneje, Victor, Eunice, Juliet, and the others, as well as Law Fields Consults, legal advisors, and BT Consults, who were accountants to this offer, for making this day possible. Today, however, is for MMH, Dr. Tetenete and his team, who took the bold decision to raise money and list on the GACS. We congratulate you and wish you well. You have set the pace for other local entrepreneurs to follow. We would also thank the GACS Council, the GSE, and the SEC for the wonderful support we received throughout the process. With this continued support, I'm very hopeful that we will see more listings on the market. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
I'll now invite the guest of honor, Dr. Edu Anani Entry, to give us his remarks.
Mr. MD of the Stock Exchange, who gave us our business lecture as a host. So protocols observed. Let me also say one of the greatest pleasure in teaching is to see somebody you have ever taught becoming somebody who is doing great things in life. So I was very happy when Dr. Nati, whom I taught small at Central University, first degree program, when I see him doing great things, become happy that at least you can have faith in your students. I'm also happy this morning to hear from Carl that the program Cal Brokers, that the issue we have to talking about, that brokers should go there and nurture the companies 2 years, 3 years, and bring them to the market. He has said that they have started, and I want to encourage them and others to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, small and medium-scale enterprises sector is key in the production of goods and services and employment generation in this country. The sector contributes significantly to our gross domestic product. The 2013 banking survey report prepared by PwC indicated that about 90% of companies registered in this country are SMEs, and the sector contributed about 49% of Ghana's GDP in 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ghana Alternative Exchange was created to provide a platform for SMEs to access long-term capital at relatively lower cost. Companies which, based on the GACS, enjoy other benefits like mandatory underwriting of the minimum offered by the sponsor and access to the GACS SME Listing Support Fund, which is a revolving fund to support the cost of raising capital and deferment of upfront fees. They also do not pay fees for the approval of their offer documents by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, to enhance investment variety in our capital market and create a competitive and liquid market, we should all work towards expanding the investment vehicles in the country by creating more financial products on the market, including those using mobile technology. The SEC is committed to working with market operators to develop new products. Currently, the SEC is working to introduce real estate investment funds, which will link the capital market to the real estate sector by providing the sector with long-term funds to increase housing delivery in the country. This is a bold initiative to this from the gas, and I wish them the very best in their business endeavors. Thank you for your attention.
Preparation towards this day, they follow it through. On that note, I'll call Professor Divine Amenume to give us a short address.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kofi Yamwa has already welcomed all of us here. But since this function is being held here for the benefit of Marshall's College, in my capacity as the chairman of the Meridian Marshall's Holding, I also want to formally welcome all of you here this morning. For some of you, this is the second time you're responding to the call by Marshall's College. On the 26th of April, about 10 weeks ago, Marshall's was allowed to formally launch its shares. Today is the consummation of what we started 10 weeks ago. My information is that subscription to our shares has been quite reasonable. Not 100%, but that should not surprise anybody, because the listing on the stock exchange by educational institutions is a novelty. The Ghanaian public is yet to accustom itself to that novelty. So we hope that in the near future, our expectation and hopes will be fully realized. I want to believe that with the amount of effort that car brokers are putting, the Ghana Stock Exchange itself our efforts will not be in vain. We have been at pains to respond to the queries and the doubts of a number of people. But I am quite sure that education stocks have come to stay in Ghana, and that very soon other people will be following our example. Already there are indications that other institutions are also thinking seriously about following our example. I would like to commend Dr. Neti, the president of Marshall's University College, for conceiving and putting the idea of our listing on the stock exchange. Next, I would also like to commend the Board of Governors of Meridian Marshall's Holdings for endorsing that proposal, and car brokers for coming on board to shepherd us to this event. And finally, the Ghana Stock Exchange for authorizing us to list. on the exchange.
At this moment, the reason why we are here, it's about to happen. But before that, please, I will ask that you move a little bit from the bell. Please, can you move from the bell area to make some space for us?
Thanks for taking the whole step. And now, I would want to then read the declaration. By the powers conferred on me by the Ghana Alternative Markets Rules, and in my capacity as the chairman of the Gas Governing Committee, I formally declare Meridian Marshals Holdings Limited officially listed. And for trading to commence in its shares on the Ghana Alternative Market under the acronym MMH. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.